Hello there, and a very warm welcome to another Zenoot TV News Roundup with Nick Peters and Matt Chilton. Good afternoon, Matt.
Hi Nick, great to be with you again.
Matt, we all know there's a great deal of doubt and uncertainty in the wider economy at the moment. How are we going to recover from COVID? And of course, there's Brexit and whether we're going to get an agreement with the EU. So there's quite a bit of gloom out there. But the fact is that manufacturing continues to offer us some very good news at the moment. Is that not so?
That's right, and I think we're all very well aware of the challenges that the sector faces at the moment, but yes, there is still positive news coming out. Last week, Legal & General agreed with Sunderland City Council to a £60 million investment, which will be a regeneration scheme in Sunderland. The hope is that it will create 1,600 new manufacturing jobs. It'll complement the International Advanced Manufacturing Park, which is obviously already underway in Sunderland. So yes, even amongst all the doom and gloom, there are these beacons of light, shall we say, and these positive stories around investment, regeneration, and ultimately job creation, which can only be a good thing.
Now, one of the really big challenges facing the country is how to increase the housing stock. The government's looking at reforming planning regulations. But one of the really interesting features of the UK's future construction programme is the degree to which manufacturing is going to be involved. And you've got a story about that.
Yeah, that's correct. And if we just look back last year, into 2020, a line of positive growth investment stories from modular housing, modular construction. The latest is an announcement. The Royal Borough of Greenwich has announced a £300 million housing project, and Ideal Modular Homes will be part of that. It'll be around about 750 homes that will be manufactured at their factory in Liverpool, and I think there's a total of around about 50 projects across the borough. One interesting thing for me is that these homes can be manufactured in just 4 days, and installation time on site is 8 hours. So it provides the construction industry with certainly reduced times. The local area is disrupted less, but of course it's creating more manufacturing jobs.
I think this is absolutely one of those revolutions that we're seeing the tiny green shoots at the moment, but there are very large companies out there like Legal & General, who you mentioned earlier on, and Barratt's, I think, Berkeley Homes. They're all building factories because they all recognise that off-site modular not only does save time, I think it's about 60% or more on-site, 30% in terms of build cost, and you get manufacturing levels of quality. And without wishing to be unkind to our cousins in the construction industry, I think manufacturing quality has a slightly higher grade than theirs. Am I not correct in that?
Agreed. And I think if you look at all of the modular housing businesses, they major on quality.
I regret to say, actually, that I think 5% of our construction is off-site modular at the moment, and that's half what it is in Germany and in other countries. But I suspect that once it does pick up pace, it'll be hard to stop. The same goes actually for driverless vehicle technology. It got a healthy boost over the weekend in the one place where you'd expect to find lots of drivers, namely a golf course. Pardon the joke, but there we go.
We'll let you off with that one, Nick. So Aurrigo, Coventry-based Aurrigo, they have for the first time trialled an autonomous shuttle at the Wales Open. First time it's been used at a major sporting event. And I think the interesting part for me was just a comment from their chief executive. He hopes it offers a blueprint for first and last mile travel solutions going forward. So I think for me, this is a real opportunity, or has been an opportunity, I should say, for us to see what is possible with autonomous vehicles going forward. So hopefully a good test bed, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think there's a wide array of public spaces where this is going to be technology, as you say, last mile or last few hundred yards, call it what you will, airports, university campuses, hospitals, you name it. I suspect the driverless technology, certainly in those limited spaces, has got a very bright future, no matter what is going to happen on public highways, which is a slightly different kettle of fish.
Yeah, I think that's correct. And I think also we're seeing some of the big automotive manufacturers now looking more and more at autonomous driving. For example, Mercedes-Benz trucks, they've got a really cool system in some of their heavy goods vehicles, and that will only develop, be innovated and progress. So I think this is a good example of autonomous vehicles for the here and now. Obviously great to have it at a major sporting event, but actually yes, this will form the innovation, the research, the data that will mean that yes, I'm sure at some point in future we'll all be flying around in autonomous vehicles. On the roads though, not in the air.
Well, Matt, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, I think big changes ahead, no matter what in the shorter term may be troubling us on the nearer horizon. Matt, thank you very much indeed. That's it for this week from Zenoot TV News Roundup. We'll see you next week. From Matt and myself, oh, and if you've got any stories, by the way, and you've got some video to go with them, send them in. There's an email address on the screen in front of you. Just give us a shout. We'd love to include you in our next programme. See you soon.